My life be like, yeah. My life be like, yeah. My life be like.
Stunningly beautiful girl, Psyche, is born after two older sisters. People throughout the land worship her beauty so deeply that they forget about the goddess Venus. Venus becomes angry that her temples are falling to ruin, so she plots to ruin Psyche. She instructs her son, Cupid, to pierce the girl with an arrow and make her fall in love with the most vile, hideous man alive. But when Cupid sees Psyche in her radiant glory, he shoots himself with an arrow instead. Meanwhile, Psyche and her family become worried that she will never find a husband, for although men admire her beauty, they always seem to content marry someone else. Psyche's father prays to Apollo for help, and Apollo instructs her to go to the top of a hill, where she will marry not a man but a serpent. Psyche bravely follows the instructions and falls asleep on the hill. When she wakes up, she discovers a stunning mansion. Going inside, she relaxes and enjoys the fine food and luxurious treatment. At night, in the dark, she meets and falls in love with her husband. She lives happily with him, never seeing him until one day he tells her that her sisters have been crying for her. She begs to see them, but her husband replies that it would not be wise to do so. They deduce that Psyche has never seen her husband, and they convince her that she must sneak a look. Confused and conflicted, Psyche turns on a lamp one night as her husband lies next to her. When she, when she sees the beautiful Cupid asleep on her bed, she weeps for her lack of faith. Cupid awakens and deserts her, because love cannot live where there is no trust. Cupid returns to his mother, Venus, who again decides to enact revenge on the beautiful girl. Psyche, meanwhile, journeys all over the land to find Cupid. She decides to go to Venus herself in a plea for love and forgiveness. And when she finally sees Venus, the great goddess laughs aloud. Venus shows her a heap of seeds and tells her that she must sort of them all in one night's time if she wants to see Cupid again. This task is impossible for one person alone, but ants pity Psyche and sort the seeds for her. Shocked, Venus then orders Psyche to sleep on the cold ground and eat only a piece of bread for dinner. But Psyche survives the night easily. She survives all Venus commanded. Lastly, she challenged Psyche to go into the underworld and have a Persephone put some of her beauty in a box. Miraculously, Psyche succeeds. On her way toward giving the box to Venus, she becomes curious, opens the box, and instantly falls asleep. Meanwhile, Cupid looks for Psyche and finds her sleeping. He awakens her, put the spell back in the box, and takes her to Zeus to request her immortality. Zeus grants the request and makes Psyche an immortal goddess. She and Cupid are married. Venus now supports the marriage because her son has married a goddess, and because Psyche will no longer distract the men on Earth from Venus.
My life be like, yeah. My life be like, yeah.
A Greek goddess named Psyche has many lovers, and Venus is jealous of it. It's a combination of love and anger. Psyche has many lovers, so Venus gets jealous. So Venus constructed a plan to ruin Psyche. Her plan is that Psyche will love an ugly creature. When Cupid saw Psyche, he fell in love with her and he pierced himself. Her parents put Psyche in the top of a hill, and Psyche fell in love with a stranger in a mansion. Venus sent a trial to Psyche, and Psyche succeeded it. In the end, they are happily ever after. Psyche is a beautiful girl. She is a sad and happy. She only wants to marry a guy. He does not answer suitors. Others think about her is beautiful and kind. She is proud of herself. Cupid or Eros, he is the god of desire. He is happy because he saw Psyche. He only wants to be peaceful with Psyche. He didn't follow the command of her mother. He is wise.